Quick question, everybody. What do you call a beehive with no exit? Unbelievable. So hey everybody, welcome back to Okies Eden. Now that dad joke is out of the way, and speaking of bees, over behind me are my cucumber plants and my pumpkin plants. The bees are a-buzzing, and it's been raining out a lot, so I hope they're yellow jackets. But anyways, they are doing a really good job now of pollinating all of the pumpkins. I do have some pretty decent pumpkins over there. This is going to be a quick garden update with multiple little videos. I have my new green beans up, my new pole beans up. I have my new radishes up. I'm going to show the new row I'm going to be planting of more pole beans down that row of fence. I'm going to be planting 3 more pumpkin seeds over in that corner for after Halloween, so I can do pumpkin bisque and pumpkin pie and all that kind of stuff. And just to get more knowledge on growing pumpkins. And then we're going to harvest some cucumbers, and I got a bunch of pepper plants, everything from, I have jalapeno, I have some pimentos, I have some green bell, and I just saw today I got a couple Carolina Reapers. So be watching for that video in a couple of weeks when I do the Reaper challenge. I'm going to take a jalapeno, I'm going to eat that, then I'm going to take a couple Tabascos, peppers, eat them, and then for the grand finale, I'm going to eat the Carolina Reaper while I'm in the garden. I'm doing it in the garden, and I'll be trying to talk about the garden update. And I'm going to try to do it live. We'll see how that works out. But anyways, back from Texas, we got one of the best light thunderstorms overnight. That was the best. Nice, slow drizzle of rain all night. We had some lightning, which helps. So without all that said, let's get busy. Let's get into this garden and see what is going on. So you guys were just here 5 days ago when I put down my red string, planted my pole beans, my regular beans, bush beans, my radishes, and my beets. Beets aren't up yet, but I do want to show you this. And we did get some rain the other day that was pretty heavy. And when I talk about it making your rows wonky, you guys watch me plant perfectly straight rows using a guide, a string as a guide. When you get heavy rains in Oklahoma, it moves the dirt around. If it hasn't germinated yet and there's no root system, it will erode and it'll push the seeds around. And I'm going to show you that. But here's what's happening now. Let me show you the growth in just 5 days here at Okies Eden. And this is the native soil. This has no compost in it. So check this out. All right. So we're going to come on up and along here so you can see there is one grouping of the bush beans that got pushed by the rain. We come over here. There's another single. And now you can see, let's see, right there is a pole bean. There is a pole bean. And then you can see one there, and those two are getting bigger. This is the beet row. There's nothing happening there. Here's another bean plant that got washed right here. Here's a bean plant that got washed. And then here are those are all down through there. The 15-foot row, that's all radishes. Then we jump back over here, and you can see here's my line, but here's the bean, here's the bean, and then there's the beans. It just washes them all over. But anyways, that's not a big deal. They'll still grow. They will still harvest. Then I took my small cultivator today, my battery operated one I got, and I came in about 18-20 inches, and I have cultivated really, really heavily all the way down through here. I'm going to plant about 25 beans. Okay, so I'm going to be stopping right about here. I'm drawing a line with my garden hack, my swim shoes. See, they're dirty, they're muddy. I'm just going to rinse them with the hose afterwards. But I'm going to stop here with my green beans because in this corner under the cedar tree, I'm going to build a mound and I'm going to do 3. That's 1, 2, 3 pumpkin seeds. And then I'm going to let them trail this way and out into the garden. And then they'll go out this way. Because by the time they get over here, this pallet will be gone. That pumpkin will be probably ingested as pumpkin pie. This plant will all be gone. These pumpkins were planted at the same time. These are a little bit behind for some reason, but the bees are going crazy in here. And when I checked and we left for Florida the other day, the female flowers had not opened up yet. And I didn't get a chance to pollinate them manually, but look at that one grow. So that one got pollinated by one of the bees. So I don't have to manually do that one. This one here looks, whoops, that one there looks like it's going to get pollinated or has been pollinated. I see a bunch of pollen in there. I'm assuming that's from the male flower. And there are some others up in there. I'm not going to dig through, but that's excellent. That's really, really good. Continuing on, remember I weeded the other day with the cultivator, and you can see I have to do it again. All the weeds are coming back. But as the plant grows, I want you to look in there. You can see in there all of these vines, these run. I call them runners. Other people call them other things. But these are what seek things out, and then they'll coil. You'll see this one already coiled around the plant itself. If I can get that to go. Okay. So that has coiled around the plant. That's pretty cool. And then there's my pallets. I'll weed this again real quick at some point today or tomorrow, lay out the pallets. With that said, I'm continuing to rototill all of this, and I'm going to be planting more stuff for the fall because this will be more potatoes. This will be more radishes, probably carrots. And then once the weather turns a little cooler, my planter boxes will be, these will be probably all of my herbs I bought the other day. So let's get busy. I'm going to harvest those cucumbers on that trellis. And I'm going to go over there and harvest behind those pumpkin plants. Those are my pepper plants. And then you can see the drying. They're wet right now, but the drying of the beans. And there's the bean pods. So these will all go into next year's grow. And I'm going to be making a soup next week, a farm-to-table soup. So let's get busy harvesting. What you're going to see is this one here only has one decent size cucumber on it. I'm sorry, there's 2, 3 decent sized ones on it. This one could go a little longer, but this plant's coming to the end of its days, so I don't want that to go bad. Got one here. That's a nice size one. Got to be careful of these little spines. They're little prickly things. You just wipe them. That's why I do that. When you see me do that on screen, that's wiping all of those prickers off. That is it for that plant. Okay, let's check out this other one. Okay, I'll show you these in a second. You can see I'm taking this one here. It's another runner. And I'm going to train that up the fence here because it's got some little cukes on it. So all I do is I pull it here and I'll just feed it through the fence and let it climb. All right, there's a nice size one there. Here's another nice size one here. Oh boy, here's another one down here. So you can see that's just from this plant so far, and I'm still doing another run through because I may have missed some, but those are the flowers. They'll just pop right off and get all the spines off them. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, yep, there's another one. Oh boy, I didn't see this one the other day. This one must have grown over the couple days. There's that one. So again, I'm taking the spines off. Check this one out. That's beautiful. That's going to be cucumber salad in a few minutes, which I'll probably do a short, just quiet one with some music behind it, showing me slicing this with a mandolin and then putting some kind of dressing on it. Check that out. And then let me just show you real quick. This is the vine here I talked about. This vine was hanging down to the ground, and I had to take it because, see that mini? There's one. These flowers, that's going to become one. I'm poking it through. You just poke it through, right? And then these vines right there, this vine here, will wrap around the wire by itself. I'll do it anyways, but it will find the wire. And now this one's going to trail up higher. But in my opinion, that's not bad for 10 cucumbers. And this one here is probably 4 of those. Let's go check out the pepper plants. So here's what we got going on. Look at all these. I'm going to show you this. Look at these jalapenos. Look at this. Look at all of those jalapenos. Look at those. Okay, so I'm going to grab these. Whoops, one fell. Let me put them here for a second so I can get a count. Oh, there's some low-hanging fruit right there. And there. I'm going to let that one go for a bit. That one's thin. See what else. Oh boy. Oh Nelly. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wowie, wow, wow, wow. Good golly, Miss Molly. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pepper plants. Or I'm sorry, 11 jalapenos. Look at those. That's going to be cowboy candy later. I'm pretty sure I showed this the other day, but these are my pimento peppers. So I'm going to leave these on. I did pick some green to go in cowboy candy because you can eat them green. They're just not going to be, you know, as sweet, but these will turn color, and I do have more buds coming out. But I got probably 6 or 8 on that. And then I showed you, I think, the Tabascos. Look at these Tabascos. The Tabascos grow up. So look at that. Those are all Tabasco peppers. So like I said earlier, when I do my challenge, it will be a jalapeno from here, from this plant, one of these, because I'll have one ready. And then it'll be a Tabasco. And then, if I can get a picture of this, let me see. Get my asparagus out of the way. That is a Carolina Reaper. So I hope that's coming through, but that will stay here for a little bit and mature. I have some other buds that are going to hopefully turn. So it will go in order. It will be jalapeno, Tabasco, and my Carolina Reaper. Then let's check these out here. Let me see if I can get this in here. Let's see if this one is. So here's the green bells. So this is a really small plant, and I'm going to be making a salad later. So I'm going to take that one. So that's a nice, you know, homegrown bell pepper. I'm gonna, let's see. This is getting some discoloration, so I'm taking this one also because it's getting some stuff there, some damage. So that's gonna get eaten. Here's another bell down here. And believe it or not, if you look over here, see if I can get that in the camera, next to my asparagus are more, believe it or not, more jalapenos. Okay, I'll grab those. And then back there, way in the back there, those are more pimentos, and they need to harvest, or I'm sorry, they need to get some color on them. But look at that. So, to me, that is a successful harvest. Because let's look at this. There's my harvest bowl from this morning. That's just dirt. But I'm gonna call that a win. I don't know what you guys are gonna call it, but I call it a win and I call it delicious. See you guys in a few. Okay, so with that said, I'm gonna end this one here. I wanted to show more of an update and a harvest kind of video. And then, like I said, I'm gonna be planting some more stuff later. That will be a separate video. I'll separate the planting from the harvesting. And then, so what you're gonna see next time is a video of me planting some cucumbers at the other trellis, me planting a new mound of pumpkin plants over there in the corner. You'll see 25 more pole beans go in the ground. And then hopefully in a week, we'll come back out and I'll show you how the growth is going. And then we'll harvest some more. There'll be more harvest videos coming through. So just stay tuned. I hope you enjoy this. Pretty soon, I know you see a lot of brown dirt behind me because I've harvested most of all the potatoes. I do have more potatoes chitting inside and they're starting to sprout. I will have about 20 more potatoes that are going to be filled in right behind me in the next week or so. So this will be, probably 3 or 4 rows of potatoes with some spacing so I can get in with the tiller and the cultivator. So now that it's fall and it's my second planting and I'm doing a lot of test growing on things, I'm going to be leaving a lot more room so it's not going to be as full. So with that said, you guys all have a great day and have a great Sunday, and I hope to see you again soon. Talk to you later.